every thought that every ancient philosopher thought about death and dying, I thought of independently at 14 years old when I took a shit and when I wiped my ass, I saw nothing but blood. And it wasn't just like one sheet. It was I wiped, blood, 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 nothing but blood. And I realized later on it was just a hemorrhoid. But at the time, I sat there, I wiped my ass, and I was like, man, that's wetter than I expected. Like, it hurt a little, but I thought it was going to be like a hard poop. I didn't even think I'd have to wipe. And then I look, blood, just like a red piece of paper. And I pull out my phone. I'm like, I'm shitting blood. I'm shitting blood. Internal bleeding. I'm dying. Google's like, colon cancer, internal bleeding, anything like that. And I just sat there. I wiped. I was shaking. And I accepted death. I was like, I longed for death for so many years as a miserable child. And I was like, am I really ready to face it though? I haven't had my first kiss yet. I haven't had so many things. I wanted to get a job. I wanted to travel. I wanted to fall in love. And I was like, you know what? It's better this way. It's better if I don't have to. And I was like, do I tell my mom? I was like, if it's colon cancer, what? I'm going to have to go through years of chemotherapy, suffering, and then I might die at the end? No. I'll just ignore it, and then I'll die in my sleep one day, because that's how I've always wanted to die. I just want to not wake up one day. I don't want to know it's coming. And I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when. I just assumed my condition would get worse and worse, but eventually I would just pass away, and that would be it. It would be over. That would be the end of Eli Guck. Then, I didn't die. I had a couple more poops of blood, and then it went away, and I was like, huh. And then I was like, oh, hemorrhoids, huh? And that was the only time I've ever had a bloody hemorrhoid like that. I don't know why it happened. And for like a long time after, I kept thinking like, am I dying? I might be dying. I don't know yet. And I've had a lot of hemorrhoids since that don't bleed, but it's just like a little like bulb sticking out of your asshole, and it itches like crazy. Like I'll just be like flexing my gooch, my taint, my perineum, my there's so many different words for gooch, by the way. Can someone figure out why that is for me? But I'll just be like flexing it all day, like to like itch the hemorrhoid coming out of my butthole, like while I'm working or something. I haven't had one in a while, but I've had a good amount of them, and you're just like flexing your butthole all day to just like constantly itch it, and it's like it hurts to wipe, and your butt never really gets clean. I feel like your butt just is kind of dirty for a while when you have a hemorrhoid. Speaking of dirty asshole, when you pictured me saying I wiped and nothing but blood came out, tell me this. What shape did you picture the toilet paper in? Because I see people online saying they do a scrunch or a crumple method when they wipe. What? How are you getting the shit out? Like when I wipe, I get 2 squares, 3 or 4 if it's like shitty paper, but good quality toilet paper, I get 2 squares, I fold it in half, and I use that. I get right up in the crack, and then sometimes I push a little. I get inside the hole. If you're crumpling it, what are you doing? You're just like dabbing the shit around like it's fucking on a canvas. If you crumple your toilet paper to wipe, or if you stand to wipe, both horrible. Just so you know, if someone like drops their phone behind you, they bend down to pick it up, they get a whiff of your ass, and it doesn't smell terrible, but it's smellable. If you're wiping like that, I guarantee you your butthole is not clean. And people, if they're close enough, they can smell it. It's not emanating from you, but if these are your cheeks, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I dropped my phone, I get a whiff of it. I get a whiff of your stinky asshole because you don't know how to wipe. Apparently a while ago, my older brother was saying he remembered when we were kids because we didn't go to school. My mom sent us this weird thing for all the kids with dumbass parents who didn't actually send them to school. like a church thing, maybe, even though we didn't go to church. And he said that after a classroom, we all went to the bathroom, like all the kids in the class. And because I was the autistic little homeschooled kid, he said he remembers me like pulling my pants all the way down to pee in the urinal, and him trying to be like, hey, pull your pants up, pull your pants up. And I was like, I can picture myself like not caring. I've always been really stubborn. I think as a kid I was so stubborn that I would have flashed my whole ass to everyone and then get told you're not supposed to do that. And I think I would have stubbornly like continued flashing my ass, or maybe like taken my shirt off too. Like, don't fucking tell me I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to show more ass when I piss. I'm taking the shirt, the pants, and the shoes off when I piss from now on, all because you corrected me. I had this memory the other day of two different things. I think I might be combining two memories, but when I was a kid, I had a lot of anger inside me. I'd see red, and I'd have wolf fangs grow out of my mouth. And so I wanted to be violent. I wanted to hit stuff. And I told my mom I wanted to do wrestling. Wrestling is gay as fuck. I was picturing like WWE. I didn't know what it was. Wrestling? I was like, what? You mean like what I do with my brother and my friends where we like throw each other around and like hit each other and stuff? Yeah, I want to do that. I want to get good at that and beat the shit out of some people. No, real wrestling is like dry humping. Like, you start one person like on all fours, and then you gotta like mount them. Like you get directly behind them, practice doggy style pretty much, and like wrap yourself around them. I think a lot of people might not have ever seen wrestling like that. I don't know. Do people know wrestling? I don't get why that's a sport. I get sumo wrestling. You start on opposite ends of the circle. But when you start mounting them, like, that's how you start. That's not a position you get into. You start with your cock on their ass crack. And I wanted to do wrestling, and then I started doing it, and I was like, I don't want to do wrestling. What the fuck is this? Mom, I want to quit. But I had already quit the last like 4 sports I played because I'm just a quitter. And she's like, no, you can't keep quitting sports. It costs me money to put you into sports. You have to do it. So I was forced to go dry hump and get dry humped by dudes all the time. And then the final thing where it was like we had to wrestle in front of an entire audience. And I just like let him do it because I didn't want to prolong it. I didn't want to have dick against my ass or dick against ass for any longer than I needed to. I would literally just just flop. I was a sub. I was a bottom the whole time. Like I'm on all fours doggy style. The ref says go. I just like go limp. I'm just like, I want this to be over as fast as possible. And my mom like had my grandma and shit come, and they're just like, good job. And I was like, no, I didn't want to do this. Why does anyone do this? I don't understand why anyone would do this. Why would you tell your son to do this? Who would enroll their son in wrestling? Enroll them in boxing or something, not wrestling. What the fuck? And then I also remember when I was a kid, I did karate. We did like a short like karate class, and then we got invited to because I was a good little boy, we got invited to like the better karate class, like the more public one with way more students, not a private thing. And I didn't know what it would be like, so we went there, and they're just like, all right, go do a demonstration fight with another student. And all we really did during karate was like push-ups and shit. We barely learned karate. So like, all right, go do this. They pair me with a girl that's like 2 years older than me and like a brown belt or something, and I don't actually know karate, and she just whoops the shit out of me. And then right when I walk off the mat, I'm like, let's go. And my mom's like, okay, let's go. Another sport that I quit, I remember when I was a kid, my older brother always played football, and he had all his friends from football, and I was like, oh, I want friends. I'll play football. I played football. I was like, this sucks. I don't want to play football. And then the second day of practice, I was doing back pedals. I tripped over the cone and fractured my wrist. And I was kind of like, thank God. Thank God I don't have to actually play football. And that was the last sport, that was the last official sport I ever played. And I remember I like was holding my wrist like this, like, and the coach came up to me and he's like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "My wrist hurts really bad." And I had like the helmet on, and he's like, "You can go stand on the sideline until it feels better." And after like a couple drills, one of the other kids' dads came up to me and was like, "Hey, come on, you get bumps and bruises in football. Get back out there." And I was too passive, and I was like, "Okay." And then I went and did push-ups and shit with a broken wrist. And then when I went to the doctor, I almost needed surgery. I didn't need it because he's like, "What were you doing to it?" And I was like, "I did push-ups on it, and I had a football helmet on, and I was just like crying, like tears and snot running down my face the whole time." Man, I feel like the hemorrhoid story was funny. The rest of this is boring. You don't give a fuck about this. Do you think this can be my job one day? This is my goal, for this to be my job. How do I tell someone in real life that I want to make money from ranting about my cock and asshole in Walmart parking lots? How do I tell someone? I talk to people lately and they're like, "What do you got going on? Are you in school?" I'm like, "No, dropped out a couple years ago." "What are you doing for work?" I'm not really working. I kind of like stream and make TikToks, and I make a little bit of money from that. And they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm just like, funny stuff. It's like video games and comedy, I guess. I don't want to tell anyone what I'm doing. That's the shame. Not my best friend. He knows I do this. He doesn't know my username. I blocked everyone I know on every one of my accounts. Like in every possible mutual friend, I have like 60 people blocked because I don't want anyone to know what the fuck I'm doing. It would just be so embarrassing to know that someone I know is going to watch this unless I'm making a lot of money from it. It's like OnlyFans. I would gladly do OnlyFans, show my cock and asshole, if it was guaranteed I was gonna make like 100K a year. But that's the thing, it's not guaranteed, and most likely you're not gonna make that money. I think most people would willingly do porn and shit like that if it was guaranteed they were gonna make a lot of money. And so many girls and I guess guys, I don't know how many guys are doing it, they start an OnlyFans because they think it's easy money. It's not. You gotta hustle your pussy. You gotta hustle your pussy or else you're gonna make no money. And I've known two girls who started OnlyFans and like had people in their personal lives know about it, probably see the inside of their coochie hole, and then they quit. And it's like, are people saving it? I don't know. I mean, I wish I had the confidence for that, I guess. I'm impressed by it. But really, ladies, if you're watching and you've ever thought I should do OnlyFans for money, stop! Not because I'm going to tell you you shouldn't, but there's a better alternative, and that is being a VTuber. The amount of VTubers I see who don't even have a good mic quality, they're not that entertaining, but they have a cute little anime girl and a decent voice, and they just play video games, and these simps give them thousands of dollars, and you're not showing your body, you're not even showing your face. Be a VTuber. Before you try OnlyFans, try being a VTuber. Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but all the time I click on a VTuber and it's like on Twitch it shows their top gifted subs, and the top gifted subs will be like 100 every time, which is like $500, and it's always just one dude who's in there the whole time, and that's why they all lie about having husbands. The power of simps is insane and kind of terrifying. You got to be careful with it. They might stalk you and try to kill you. That's a risk. You got to be cautious about it. I don't know why I'm embarrassed at the thought of people seeing me do this shit, because everything I say here, I say in real life also. I act the exact same in real life. I think it's just the bit of sincerity of putting myself out there. I'll genuinely talk about my butthole like that, about hemorrhoids, to my siblings, to my friends. Most of the shit I say in here is shit I've already said in real life, and I'm like, I'm just gonna repeat that to a microphone. but I don't want them to see me doing it. It just feels embarrassing. It feels embarrassing talking to a camera like this. And it's why... Ah! You know what? I changed my mind. I'm not talking about this shit anymore. This is fucking boring. It's May right now, and I saw a job listing for Spirit Halloween, like manager, like opening the store, and it's like you're ordering shit, you're hiring shit, you're hanging up the decorations and everything, and you're getting paid $20 an hour, which isn't terrible, but that's less than Panda Express pays. And it's kind of tempting. Sometimes I really want to get these shitty jobs because I don't think I can handle a happy life. I need to do miserable shit, like get a shitty Spirit Halloween job. I need to do terrible shit like that. This is only my third ranting video, and I'm already running out of material. What the fuck is there to talk about? Oh, I started making a list on my phone. I've only got a few entries, but I'm just making a list of things that piss me off. Right now, I only have 4. I started it yesterday. People talking to pets like as a performance for other people. You know what? I'm not gonna go into that because I would like to make a video eventually where I'm just reading the 100 things that I've written that I hate, because I hate a lot of stuff. But I will read that one when someone's like says that this is their dog and they're just like, oh come on, Bucky, don't go bothering people again. I don't know why that pisses me off. I'm like, you do not talk to your dog like that. Your dog knows you're being insincere right now. I don't want to hear you talking to your dog. And I probably do it, but it's just something that annoys me. I was downtown with my little brother the other day, and this lady goes like, hi. And I'm like, do I know her? I couldn't tell. And she was kind of a distance away. And she's like, do you want to say hi to the dog? And the dog is soaking wet. It's a soaking wet lab. And I'm like, not really. There's nothing worse than a wet dog. And the dog comes like up wagging its tail to us. And she's just like, her name's Luna. She's 3 years old. She's 3 years old. I was like, that's standard dog age. I don't give a fuck if your dog is 3 years old. That's how old I expect a dog to be. That's 21 in human years. That's the most standard age possible. That's standard dog age. If your dog is less than 18 months or over 10 years old, you can tell me its age. Otherwise, I do not give a fuck. Also, I don't want to say hi. I didn't even look at the fucking dog. People who assume that I want to see your fucking dog, like the people who just like let their dog off of a leash and are just like, don't worry, he's friendly, as it runs up to you and jumps on my fucking pants. I'm like, I don't care that he's not biting me. He's getting my fucking pants dirty. Get him the fuck away from me. I don't even hate dogs, but I kind of do hate dogs. I hate most dogs. A well-trained dog, excellent. A poorly trained dog, which is 99% of them, get the fuck away from me, you stinky, barking shithead. The worst cat, the worst cat will fuck you up. But the average untrained cat, because people don't train their cats, it's just a cat. It might hide from you. It might scratch you if you pet its belly, but it's just a cat. And then a cool cat will let you fucking throw it and pet it and snuggle it. An untrained dog, fucking barking constantly, dirty, stinky, jumping on you, licking you. I do not what do they say it? What do they say it? Like at a wedding. What do they say at a wedding? Like love unconditionally. I do not unconditionally love dogs. I very conditionally love dogs. And if your dog isn't trained, I want it to die. I'm sorry. I want it to die. And that's the type of thing I say right there. That's like 80% a joke, 80%, 20% truth to it. That's the type of thing that if I ever do get successful, people are going to find that clip from like years ago, which is present. Are you following my timeline? We're in the future in this conversation. They're going to find that clip and be like, this guy's a psychopath. Don't support him because I said I want your dog to die. And then I'm going to double down because like I said when I was talking about pulling my pants down when I piss, I'm stubborn and I'm going to be like, I do want your dog to die and I'm going to kill it personally. And you know, I probably shouldn't put these things out onto the internet, but I mean, if this gets 50 views, my last one got 700 views. I was like, oh, praise the Lord, I can retire. I'm not making money from that yet. And then the one I posted before it, I thought was funnier. It got like 50 views, even though it was funnier. But the first one with 50 views, the title was talking about my wiener. I think people don't want to hear about my wiener. The second one's title was ranting about porn. People want to hear ranting about porn. So I'm curious, this title's probably going to be like rambling about hemorrhoids. I don't think people want to hear about hemorrhoids, but maybe. We're not sure yet. There's too much. I'm talking too meta this video. I need to talk broad. You don't care who I am. You want to hear broad, the relatable content. Me rambling about this shit, this isn't relatable. Are you still watching? Are you still watching? Drop a comment if you're still watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, I made a hinge the other day. I made a hinge again. And I got banned in a day. I didn't lie about my age. I didn't lie about anything. The only thing was every single one of my pictures, I had an old filter on. Like it all looked like this. And my captions were kind of written like, what do you do on a Sunday? Like prostate exam with the terrible punctuation. And it got me banned. I was like, but I'm not lying. That's me. I don't know what I did against the rules, but also I don't really care. I wasn't really going to use it. Oh, also, the other day a girl added me on Snapchat. It said she added me back. I guess I must have tried to add her like a year ago. And her first message is Fenty? Fenty? Question mark. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? And she's like, oh, I'm Jamie, whatever the fuck her name was. I just was adding people. And I was like, oh, okay. What do you mean by Fenty? And she's like fentanyl. Like, are you selling fentanyl? Just because that usually if someone's selling fentanyl, it means they also sell the lighter stuff. I was like, no, that's how you find a dealer? Is that how people find fentanyl dealers? They just add people on Snapchat and say, do you sell fentanyl? Is that the method? I feel like there's got to be way... If you're in Spokane, Washington, just go on a walk. You'll probably find someone who knows where to get some fentanyl. I don't know why you have to add people on Snapchat. There was another time like a year ago, a random girl added me on Snapchat. I don't know how she finds me. And I just chatted with her a lot, like for weeks, because she owned a shit ton of exotic animals. And I was like, this is dope. I want to meet these animals. And then I learned she was like pretty as hell also. We were snapping all the time. And then I learned that she was like Mormon and had a husband already. And her husband was doofy looking as fuck. And I was just like, why'd you add me? And it was purely innocent. I'm usually friends with girls, but I don't expect to be friends with girls when they randomly add me on Snapchat. And I don't even think she was looking for an affair. I think she's so Mormon-minded that she didn't even consider that talking to random dudes on Snapchat could be misconstrued like that. Shout out to the Mormons. You're fucking weird. Did you know that some Mormons believe, it's not like taught by the church, but it's kind of like a common belief, that Bigfoot is Cain from the Bible, like Adam and Eve's son? It's Cain from the Bible, and his punishment for killing his brother was to just keep living forever. And so he just grew a shit ton of hair and he just like wanders the woods. And that's what Bigfoot is. Mormons are low key. They're slutty as fuck. Did you know? It's like a NICMO. Have you ever heard of a NICMO? It's a non-committal makeout session, NICMOs. And it's just because Mormons, they're like, no, we can't have sex. We can't have sex. Everyone knows what soaking is. That's a loophole. But so they just NICMO and they'll just like make out with anyone. Like they just meet and they start making out. And I think they think that's what normal people do, but they think that normal people have sex after. So they just make out with everyone. Like, no, normal people don't make out with everyone they meet. Normal people aren't making out with like 4 people a day, but they love, and they also like dry hump a lot, which low key, dry humping, sometimes, a lot of the time, hotter than actually fucking. I would rather dry hump if I'm being honest. But, man, this video fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Next one's gonna be better. I quit. This video sucks.